Okay, so for the past two summers, my past two birthdays, I've been working on raising this grass path here between these two allotment plots. So the first year, I think I concentrated on adding soil and compost to the top surface and then doing some reseeding. But I didn't want to add too much soil because I didn't want to totally bury and kill off the existing grass. I still wanted it to grow through, so that only raised it a little bit. And as you can see, last year, what I concentrated on was raising the edge here. So I removed about half of the grass path and then built up the soil and put it back on. So that's why this edge is a bit higher up. So this year I'm going to go the whole hog and take up the whole grass path and try and raise the level of it. Because the problem is it floods in winter, and this is where I like to stand when I'm having a break. And also it's one of the ways to access the allotment with a wheelbarrow or whatever, and it's very difficult to do that when this is all like wet through, because the slope of the land goes like that. So also I want to raise the level of my land because my land floods as well, and it's difficult to keep on raising the level of my land without raising the level of the path as well, because that path there, it's lower down than this bit there and that bit there. So my allotment, when I first got it 2 years ago, that would have also been lower down, but I've raised it up. Because this is clay soil, and you can't grow anything in winter because the land just floods. It's saturated. So what I'm going to try and do is two different things. So like, first of all, by raising this, I'm going to have it as a bit of a dam, so water stays on my plot. But on the other hand, I want my plot to be free draining. So it's also two conflicting things in gardening. That you want it to be you saw well moistured, but also well draining as well. So I'm going to build a ditch here and fill it in with wood chip, and that way the water can go and seep down into that, and that will help drain the top surface. And at the same time, that wood chip layer will act as a reservoir of wetness to hold on to the moisture during the summer as well. So my birthday isn't until Friday, but this is going to take a while, so we're starting early. So I think I was going to start off by removing all the tulips, but there aren't. There's very few of them, so I'm just going to ignore the tulips and treat them as they're not there. So the first thing I'm going to do this evening is draw back the wood chip out of the way. And then probably what I ought to do after that is treat that as a warning to the worms for a few hours that you need to get out of the way of here, something's happening. But I'm then going to dig my trench, so that'd be just one spitful deep and probably two spits wide. But I won't do it right up towards the edge because I want to have some wood there, so I know what level I'm working to. So that's going to be a little bit further out, so I'm going to dig the soil out one depth, and then the next hard bit will be to cut all this lawn into chunks. Now some people might be able to roll it up into one big piece. I'm not one of those people. So I just do it into little rectangles, and then for want of anywhere else to put it, I'll put it on top of the soil that I've already dug. And then the next bit will be to do the second spitful of dirt from the trench that I'm digging here, and move that soil and put it on top of where the grass path is. So that second layer, that will be more clayey and more crappy. So it may as well just be part of the grass path. So that will go there. Next bit will be faffing around of levelling that all up. Then putting the grass back on, putting some lawn seed on and watering it. Putting wood chip into the trench here, which will now be 2 spitfuls deep. So I've already checked we've got enough wood chip on the site here for me to use for that. And then put the soil back on top. And so I'll then have a sort of like berm here that will also help retain the water in winter. So it's just these two conflicting things again. You want it to be well draining, but you also want to keep hold of your water. And then final stage would just be putting more wood chip back and on top as well. So that's the grand plan. I'll get on to the first bit now, which is the raking back. Okay, I'm going to have a couple of minutes break, get my breath back, and then we move on to the digging, but that'll be the next part.